Good afternoon, everyone. This is Stephen Coxley, Franchise Development and Marketing Support Specialist for ERA North America. We welcome you today to an informative opportunity webinar. Red Boswell will be guiding us through today's conversation, so I will hand it over to Red now.
Thanks, Stephen. Appreciate it, guys. We're going to go through a lot today, and we're going quickly. So if you've gotten to this point, this is not your entry-level conversation about ERA. You should have already been to our website, expensereduction.com, and the related site, which is findextraprofit.com, or you can go to that through expensereduction.com to learn more about the franchise opportunity. And likely you've reviewed our two-page overview of this model. So what we call this is the deeper dive overview of expense reduction analysis. I should be answering just about every question you have in the next 30 minutes or so. We're going to go fast, so you may want to pause this. If you're listening to it on a recording, you can rewind. You may even want to watch it twice, because through this discovery process of the ERA business opportunity, you're going to get a lot of information from me, from your coach and mentor in the business, from other franchisees. But really, this conversation today, this recording, will be have the most content and be, in my opinion, the most important through this process, because we're going to go through a lot, and it will make or break, in many cases, your interest in this opportunity or not. It's my goal at the end that you'll really know if this is something you want to pursue further. So pay attention closely. Feel free to pause anytime. All right, guys, here we go. So expense reduction analysts, we're the franchise opportunity for executives, and you can see our tagline, global specialist in cost optimization, supplier management, and strategic supply chain consulting. It's a mouthful. Don't let that intimidate you. If you don't have any world-class experience in procurement or supply chain, that's okay. You'll learn more through this, and you'll see why it's okay. It's really the ideal ownership opportunity for successful executives, middle management and above, who are comfortable speaking to the C-suite and really desire an optimal work-life balance, flexibility, and unlimited residual income potential. So you can see it on the screen right there, and trust me, I'm not going to read every screen to you. But you'll notice in that description, I didn't talk about being a global specialist in cost optimization. We can get that to you. So you'll learn more about what the real opportunity is and if you're a good fit throughout this. First of all, we're living in a different era. In the 70s through the 90s, it was products and services. Became more customer-centric, and really today it's about relationships, relationship-focused, and this organization is at the apex of that, prime to take advantage of relationships, because really that's what we're all about, and you'll see that through this conversation today. First, the rapid growth of the contingency model. No savings, no fee. It's a very simple sales proposition for our CFOs out there looking to put more money to their bottom line. Next, the outsourcing trends. Think back 30 years ago, who outsourced payroll, HR duties? Today, it's commonplace. It's, dare I say, the default standard, outsourcing that. Well, procurement and related tasks are being outsourced more and more each day. So outsourcing is a huge trend, and again, ERA is at the perfect position to take advantage of that. Next, it's good to understand this is not our approach. Many consulting organizations or consultants think, and by the way, yes, it is funny, if you're not part of the solution, there's good money to be made in prolonging the problem. Again, not our approach. We have found that every organization, for-profit, non-profit, there's an entrepreneurial scope in there. They want to put more money to their bottom line. They want to be more efficient, more productive, and if you can help them get there, especially with no risk, there's significant opportunity for you. ERA, again, at the apex of that opportunity. The franchise for executives and folks who can relate well, who communicate comfortably and clearly to executives. So I'm not going to read all this. You need to understand what franchising is, first of all, because we believe franchising is the ultimate business opportunity between the extreme risk of trying to do a business all on your own and the very big ramp up and cost of time and resources, and then the combination of the job world, where you've got the complete structure and somebody cracking the whip day in, day out. You get the best of both, get rid of the worst of both, and you get franchising. In different markets, there are different rulings, but ERA has opportunities in every one of the U.S. states, Canada, Mexico, South America, and all across the globe. We're in 5 continents. So you can feel free to pause it and read more about franchising on this screen. Are you ready for a new start? Are you looking to do something new? Do you want to own your future and really set yourselves to some fun entrepreneurial adventures? Well, franchising can be that for you. It certainly has been for a lot of successful ERA franchisees. We are a people business. Everybody on this screen and throughout this are franchisees. They are business consultants, executive consultants, business owners, whatever you want to call them. They're ERA franchisees, and you are considering being one of them. So let's learn about culture, because nothing else really matters if you don't have culture right. Here's a quick snapshot of our vision, the mission, values, and guarantee. Again, I'm not going to read them all to you, but it's important to understand who this organization is and where are we going. Now, the next screen I'm going to spend a little more time on, because to me, culture is everything within an organization. Why would you want to be a part of something and invest the next decade or 2 of your life or more into an organization where there's not a good cultural fit? Well, this is a great snapshot of who we are. First, you got to start with integrity. Core of any business that I'm going to be associated with, and hopefully you as well, is integrity. Once you've got that, the entrepreneurial spirit is alive and well within ERA. It's franchising, for goodness sake. Entrepreneurship is a part of all that we do. Well, what do you get with an entrepreneur? First, fun, encouraging, and positive atmosphere. We have fun with this. Why would you come on board if you're not looking to have some fun with whatever you do? While having fun, though, you're not going to last long if you're not getting results. So we are very passionate about results and growth. Now, notice when I say results, I'm not saying 40 hours a week, 60 hours a week. We don't care how many hours per week you put into it, and probably you don't either. It's about results. And if you can get results in a short amount of time, awesome. More power to you. That's what counts. And next, respectful, high EQ, emotional quotient, no drama. And that's important. I'm not just saying that because it's something on the screen. We put this together with a lot of thought. And truly, this organization is not a high drama organization. You're probably trying to get away from that, frankly. You're not going to see the politics, the backbiting, the glass ceilings. It's a very collaborative, close-knit culture of executives, frankly, no drama, respectful executives working hand in hand for clients day in, day out. And then lastly, relationship-driven. Well, you've already heard me say the word relationship probably 5 times in the first 5 minutes. We're committed to the organization, to our clients, and especially to one another. Franchisees within ERA are working hand in hand, day in, day out. You'll see that as quite a unique aspect of this opportunity. I've worked with a couple dozen franchisors over the last decade and a half. I've consulted with them. I've been one, and I've not seen an organization that is so close-knit, working daily with one another for each other's benefit and certainly to the benefit of the client. Quick snapshot of who we are on a global basis. 700 plus consultants globally, and although it says 25 plus on this screen, the last count is 31 countries where global offices are in Kent, England, but on this hemisphere we're really self-sustaining. Here in Dallas, Texas, officially Addison, Texas, part of North Dallas, is our North American Support Center. We don't call it the corporate office. We're here to support our franchise partners around the hemisphere, so we're the support center. We've had very conservative numbers. It's hard to track them all in 31 countries over 25 years, but over 18,000 cost-saving projects, and certainly $1 billion plus in savings for our clients over these past 2.5 decades. So we're not new to the game. Really the global leader in what we do. So another snapshot. Franchise partners from around the globe. Probably 30 countries represented in this screen alone. Okay, so again, people working with people, learning, growing, and building life together. Love this quote. The richest people in the world look for and build networks. Everyone else looks for work. This is a very strong, close-knit network. So what is this opportunity? This slide's going to give you a lot of meat here. So office from anywhere. Low investment. No brick and mortar, no inventory. Heck, no employees if you don't want them. But you can scale it. You can leverage it through employees. Very pro-growth model. We don't put a lot of restrictions on you can only work within this little area, this geography. It's a very open mindset, and you'll learn more about that through this presentation. Proven and stable. Heck, 25 plus years, all these countries, all the savings, all the consultants certainly know what we're doing. Recession resistant. I mean, what organization doesn't want to save money in good economy or bad? They're always looking to put more money to their bottom line and get better value. Lastly, on this screen is the vast untapped market. Most of everybody I speak with day in, day out has never even heard of ERA, and yet look at the size of our organization, and yet so few have even heard of us, or maybe even heard of our industry. So a very untapped market, and that all says that you can make a difference. I speak with folks day in, day out who really are tired of being a cog in a wheel and not mattering. When you own your business, and certainly within the ERA business concept, you can make a difference. You do matter. Further on that topic about what this opportunity is choose your focus. Now, this is core to the model, so don't overlook this, and we're going to have many slides about this. You can choose your focus. What do you enjoy? What are you good at? And what are you going to make money at? Those three things are really part of our culture, the highest level activity. Let's do that and delegate the rest to somebody else who has a different skill set. Everybody has more fun. Everybody makes a difference, and certainly everybody makes more money. So that's a big part of this opportunity. You don't have to be it's not a one-size-fits-all. You got to fit within this, excuse me. It is really a one-size-fits-all because you can focus on wherever you're best at. Next, and we'll hit on this more, guys, so I'm touching it a little bit higher on this screen. Build long-term relationships with clients, with your fellow franchisees, and with the support team here. Residual income. Anybody that studies wealth understands the value and the importance of residual income. You don't have to worry about selling something tomorrow or is inventory going to come in tomorrow. That residual income streams for multiple years can build up very strong. Unlimited income potential. Nobody's putting a limit on what you can make. Your worth is up to you. Well, that gets some big smiles from folks when I tell them that. Next, it's a win-win. This contingency model, or the no risk for clients business model, is fantastic. And if you've been in that sales world, that business development world, you understand the win-win or contingency model is not hard to grasp or hard for CFOs to grasp. And all this yields to freedom. If you're looking for freedom, flexibility, and really control of your destiny, hopefully you're seeing some opportunity here. Next, this is a big slide. I'm not going to click through a bunch of stuff, and so I'm not going to read it all to you. What do you get for your money? Important. We just discussed what the opportunity is. Now let's talk about what you get for your money. The trusted global brand. By the way, it's a long list, but one thing comes down above all the rest. Let's see if you can guess what it is. The unparalleled training, the strong supplier networks and influence with the relationships of the suppliers. Certainly a powerful national ad fund and marketing co-op that everybody gets to take advantage of. The proprietary analytics, the methodologies, the technologies, the intranet, the support systems, all those are great, and you really should get most of that with any franchise organization. But truly, the biggest value above everything else combined is the network of seasoned ERA franchisees, the business developers, the client managers, the category specialists, allowing you to focus on your strengths, maximize your income, and be able to help clients to the extreme. So the ideal ownership for successful white-collar professionals, comfortable speaking with C-suite leaders. You heard that earlier. Just wanted to repeat it again because if you're seeing a fit, you're lacking where we're going here, keep listening. Okay, marketing areas. You'll be happy to understand that there is no area of North America that's sold out, none. And there is really the marketing opportunities abound in every major metro market, every secondary market where they're not organizations looking to save money. So, and it's amazingly underserved. We're at about a 10% of the opportunity from a franchisee standpoint of, and I'm not saying we have 10% of the clients. We've got about 10% of the franchisees to really get optimal number out there to reach the organizations we're looking to reach. Okay, this screen's an interesting one. So this is not about competition at all, but rather the global brand, the global consulting firm that you're going to be representing, much like the other organizations on this screen. So if you didn't see ERA in the middle, you see them now. We fit right in the middle from a status standpoint, from a brand image standpoint. This is the caliber of organizations that you're going to be representing as an ERA franchisee. Next screen is clients. So this is not your typical client screen, by the way. Many of these organizations you have heard of. Most of our clients you haven't heard of, and that's okay. But just to give you a little bit of a validation, the organizations on the screen have hired us. So you can be doing billions, you can be doing just millions. we bring value to clients of all sizes. Next, quick snapshot on the centers of excellence. So where do we save them money? We're going to get into that now. What all areas does expense reduction analysts cover to help organizations find extra profit and put it to their bottom line? Well, the snapshot here are the 8 verticals or centers of excellence that we find companies, organizations spending money on. Okay, next screen we're going to go even deeper and look at every significant cost category that we're constantly reviewing. First, banking services, all the different expenses below that. Next, facilities maintenance and management. What are they spending money on there? Operational supplies, chemicals, MRO supplies, packaging, lots and lots of opportunity there. Next, personnel services. Most organizations have significant personnel services expenses. We're going to dive deep and find profit for them there. Telecommunications and technology, enough said with that category. Logistics, all types of logistics, moving freight, trucking, parts, supplies, fuel, lots of opportunity to find savings. Healthcare, booming like crazy. That has become our #1 industry, amazingly. We're all getting older, guys. Corporate services. So you can see the 8 practice groups or 8 centers of excellence and then all the different categories underneath them. Well, there's some 40 some odd categories on this screen alone. Each one of those represents a potential income stream for you for years. So we find savings as you partner with other franchisees to find those savings, income streams, wealth streams, residual income starts building up over time. Most organizations, the hardest thing to do is get the client. Well, you've already seen a contingency model does not make it that complicated to get a client. And then once you've got the client, let's maximize it. There are a lot of smaller organizations out there that just look at 1 category or 2 categories. Why in the world? Well, it's taken us decades to get to where we are, but we can analyze and review at a world-class level every significant cost category that a middle market organization has, and you see them on the screen here. Next, let's talk range. Range of clients, 5 million to 50 billion. That's a pretty big range. You're not going to see, the opportunity for helping organizations is pretty broad. And I was asked just today, I get asked often, what industries do you service? Well, I haven't really talked about industries. I've been talking about verticals and cost categories, right? Well, it's because we're industry, and Jack Squires actually taught me this one, industry agnostic. Every industry spends money. Every industry is buying things. We can help them to do it better. So whether doing at the very low end of 5 million or way up there at 50 billion plus, we should be able to bring some significant value to them. Now next, really the target markets we really want to go for, 20 million to 250 million. That's where we find the most opportunity. And if you want to go down even deeper, what's that sweet spot? Well, it's a little bit debatable, but most franchisees will say 30 million to 90 million annual revenue tends to be the most opportunity, fastest turn, highest percentage savings. You can go in deeper on that, but that's most franchisees' sweet spot. Next is who you're working with. Well, we're really truly working at the top with the key decision makers. See, we're not entering the relationship through the middle management, the procurement team normally. It's through those CFOs and CEOs who think strategically and who can make decisions and get things happening fast. And yes, corporations, for-profit, non-profit, government agencies, yes, we work with government agencies and associations. Anyone who's spending a lot of money buying things, now my wife spends a lot of money buying things, I'm not at that level, but any organization out there that's spending significant dollars on things, we can come in and help. So what does your ideal work-life balance look like? Okay, you need to understand what you're going for before you're going to find it. So be thinking about through this, and can you accomplish what you're looking for with that ideal work-life balance within the ERA model? Okay, so what would you be doing? We're going to go a little deeper on day-in, day-out activities. First, the client acquisition. Some franchisees spend all their time, 100% of their efforts on client acquisition, building relationships, connecting with senior executives. You're really seen as a trusted advisor. Okay, you're building a good communicator, a good relationship builder. Maybe you've got that executive presence that makes a difference when communicating to the C-suite. Primarily looking for these individuals. Lots and lots and lots of opportunity within ERA for this individual right here. But that doesn't mean there's not opportunity elsewhere. So the second role is client and project management. Now, that's not really a primary role. No one's really focusing 100% of their effort on just client and project management, but it is a role. So what am I saying when I'm saying roles? Think about a McDonald's. Everybody loves to talk about McDonald's when talking about franchising. You could own a McDonald's. You bought that one McDonald's. You might decide to flip burgers today. You're spending all day working burgers out back. You might be up front doing another role, taking orders, running the cash register. Or perhaps you're doing a third role, that of managing the drive-thru, taking orders on the drive-thru. 3 different roles, all critical to the model, all can be done by the same person at different times. ERA is no different from that aspect. We have the role of client acquisition. We have the role of client and project management once the client is acquired. And then we have that role of category specialist or analyst, the individual that's the world-class expert finding the savings and finding the better value for the client. They truly are a subject matter expert prior to coming to ERA, okay? We're not creating experts. We're helping experts maximize their knowledge for everyone's betterment. So where do you see yourself fitting? Client acquisition, maybe getting client acquisition and then transitioning into client management as you get clients. Maybe just do client acquisition, find another franchisee to manage the clients for you. Maybe you're over here and you're a category specialist analyst that truly has some world-class expertise. You've built your career prior to today in an expense category. Remember those 40-something categories? You've got some true world-class expertise, decade plus of knowledge in those categories. You really know where they hide the money. You know the processes. You know it inside and out. We can help you develop that and become a category specialist within ERA. So just good to note, though, that this is very much a client-focused organization and a sales-oriented culture. So business development, becoming a trusted advisor, we're all trusted advisors for the client. You may find yourself mostly on the category specialist side, but you're still going to do some client acquisition. We all do it. It's part of our culture, finding clients. Just how much of each you do is 100% up to you. Next. Love this just snapshot. You don't need an office to be successful. This gentleman or this lady has set up their office at a coffee shop. That might be an ideal world for you. Some people couldn't stand it, but I could use a little coffee at the moment, frankly. Anyway, daily activities might include, these are client acquisition activities, client project management activities, category special activities. You can stop this slide, this screen, and start checking them off. Where do I see myself fitting? Where am I most comfortable? Now, rest assured, we're going to give you plenty of tools, training, coaching, holding your hand, guidance to get you where you want to go. But you need to be, a little bit there already. So do you find yourself comfortable talking to the C-suite? Well, client acquisition might be better your role. So look at this screen and help and get a clarity on where you would fit and where you see yourself, maybe even transitioning to over time. Because you can start in one area and over time maybe transition more towards another role. There's I'll steal Jack's thunder. Jack has gave me so many great quotes and so much wisdom. Jack Squires once said, "There are as many paths to success in ERA as there are successful ERA franchisees," and I just love that because you can make it your own. You focus all here, all there, some of both. Be a benefit in each category. You can choose your path to success. We're going to help you then put the plan together to get you to that success. Okay, so even deeper in the day in the life of a client acquirer. What would you be doing? People ask me all the time, so pay attention. What do you do to get clients? Well, it's up to you. We're going to give you the tools and guidance and training and support and help to get there. It may be part of your marketing plan, maybe speaking engagements. Getting in front of financial executive networking groups and educating them on how to put more money to their bottom line through wise procurement efforts. So that could be one part of your marketing plan. Maybe you're terrified of speaking, and so you're not going to do that part. No problem. Maybe digital communications are more your forte. Fantastic. Let's optimize our HubSpot technology and all our various digital marketing platforms to help you maximize that effort. Another could be direct marketing. We've got an enormous amount of tools. You'll see more in a moment in the direct marketing world to open doors to the C-suite. And a very significant part for many franchisees is just the building of trust and influence, the referral generation activities that can be really fulfilling, fun, and ultimately can get you a lot of business. So, 4 requirements to success. People ask me all the time, what causes folks to fail? It all comes on this screen, okay? First, if you're client acquisition focused, you've got to have the ability and willingness to connect with senior executives. You relate well to the CFOs and CEOs of the world, speak intelligently to them. You don't need to have been a CFO. You don't need the world-class financial background or have been an analyst or any of that. But you do need to be able to relate well to the C-suite. Now, if you go on the other side of the equation, I made a 1A, 1B, category specialist. Well, you need significant experience and expertise, in-depth knowledge and understanding of a specific cost category, okay? And, of course, a respectful professional demeanor. So those are the two primary roles. Where do you fit there? And you can transition between the two. We're going to help you with that. Then, here's the next three that you need to decide. I can't decide these for you. You need to understand it for yourself. First, that entrepreneurial discipline. Are you ambitious, results-oriented? You got a fire in the belly, as we say down south. Well, can you manage yourself outside of the corporate world? Now, this is a serious question. People might laugh at it, but there's been executives with impressive resumes come into ERA that had never worked from home. They never had a accountability to be somewhere every day, 8 to 6. And they had 50 people reporting to them, and they reported to somebody else, and they got meetings all day in the office. Take them out of that atmosphere. Some of us thrive. Some of us, oh man, set me free from that. While others really rely on that for structure. So do you have that entrepreneurial discipline? Next is a coachability. Are you a know-it-all? Are you going to try to reinvent the wheel? Do you think you are smarter than everybody else in the room? Franchising is not for you. I'll just tell you right now. Next and last is a patience, both mentally and financially, to deal with, to be able to manage well the startup phase. Because any business you create is going to have a startup. Okay, so ours is no different. Ours, fortunately, is much lower cost than most, and certainly much lower overhead than most. But there is going to be a time frame, and it can vary for each individual. We won't go into how much or what or how long, but each individual has a certain amount they got to cover. You got to be able to cover that for a while as you build your business. Now, fortunately, on the back side of it, once you've got those revenue streams going, you don't have to worry so much about the revenue. You could take a month or 6 months off, the revenue continues coming in. So you're going to have a ramp up, and frankly, if you follow the model, work hard every year, you never stop ramping up because every year is better than the next. But this screen is important to understand. If there's ever an issue in a business, it really comes down to this screen and the requirements for success. So what kind of backgrounds are we looking for? You could pause the screen. There's owners of consulting firms. There's a director of operations and support at a CPG company. There's VP of logistics and shipping. All types of backgrounds have succeeded and succeeded well within ERA. These are more franchisees from around the country and the globe. Another great Jack Squires quote. I'll tell you what, I'm taking all Jack's thunder here. There is a 0% chance of a negative ROI. Think about that. What CFO wouldn't love that model? A 0% chance of a negative ROI. Beautiful concept. Okay, so what is our model? The free structure is simple. Contingency, 50-50 split with the client for 2 years. Think about that. They get found money to them, money they wouldn't have found otherwise, and half of it we get to keep. So the success fee. 24 months is the typical, so 50-50 for 24 months. Next, if we don't find savings, there's no fee. Fortunately, we are very good at finding savings, and when you're good at a contingency model, you can make a whole lot more than a traditional consulting firm would make. And although our standard project lasts for 24 months, each client's going to have multiple projects typically, and so those multiple projects can go for much longer than just 24 months over time. And so they're going to have us on and oftentimes keep us on beyond the 24 months in each category if we're able to continue to add value, catch missed bills, keep margin creep to them away from the projects, maybe renegotiate when appropriate. So every company deals with suppliers. ERA helps them deal better with it, get the right supplier, the right volumes, the right ordering timelines, the right terms. We go through it and really do it right, and we do it for every significant cost category. And our category specialist franchisees, you will not be disappointed in. We've got the highest caliber and quality, and you'll see that through the process as you speak with them around the country, delivering serious results. Again, you got to enjoy your work, though. You've got choices right now in your life. Let's make the right choice and make sure you enjoy what you're doing. So as we round up my time, getting paid. How are you getting paid? Well, the this slide jumped a spot. I'm sorry. You're never alone. You can see right here all the many ways we're going to coach you, train you, support you, and help you through this process. The getting paid slide looks like it froze up. So the getting paid slide really helps you understand, and you'll see this in another webinar I have, the whole when you talk to a client, when they're invoiced, when you see money in your bank account, and all the different steps along the way of getting money in your pocket. But it's you'll see that on the operational support webinar as well. I had a quick snapshot of it here, but it looks like it got paused. Training, pause this slide because you've got a whole bunch of it. We're never going to leave your side. With us, we really take a traditional low investment franchise model and we put it on steroids from a support standpoint. We believe every franchisee should have a local support, seeing clients with the franchisee, helping them to know who the franchisees are to go to, and really being there to proverbially hold their hand to get you launched quickly, get you successfully, and being able to have a seasoned veteran by your side to help you build your business and build it quickly. Foundation trainings here in Dallas. You could also go to Kent, England if you prefer, so we have them every other month in both places. So really 10 to 12 times a year we've got franchise training happening. Role-specific training, client acquisition training, public speaking training, analyst training, you name it, the professional development never ends with an ERA. And it's important to note, most franchisors have a significant income stream from training activities. ERA does not follow that model. We're here to support you, and we believe part of the role of the franchisor is to give you the tools and the training and the support you need to be successful, and not try to milk you every time we train you on it. So in your franchise fee, all the training up front is included, and then ongoing, whether it be our conferences or our continued professional development, if there is some kind of fee, it is very small, just to help cover a room or whatever the training fee, costs to us are. But we view it as an investment that we're making into our franchisees. So a very collaborative culture, as you've seen time and time again. The advisory committee is made up of franchisees. How we invest your marketing dollars are made up of franchisees. Franchisees are core to leading this culture and this organization forward. What franchisees are saying about ERA? Well, if you found a model that you love, that makes sense, that's available, that the money's right, it comes down to validations. Are the current franchisees happy? Well, I'm very proud to say, and it's one of the reasons I'm here, is we have attained 3 years now running the World Class Franchise Award. It's the top award a franchisor can get. It simply means we've got happy franchisees. And it was done by an independent third-party confidential survey by the Franchise Research Institute. There's more on that on our available online. I'm happy to get that to you. You can see a quick snapshot here and here about how we scored. Again, confidential surveys of franchisees, so important to note. And I've not seen a franchisor that's had this high of percentages, frankly. Most franchisors would get around a 50% if you ask them about communication with corporate, or does corporate care, or does the CEO care? A lot of organizations have a little bit of contentious atmosphere between the field franchisees and the corporate. Ours is much more solid and collaborative, again, working together. Active role in franchising, a quick snapshot here. We are very active in franchising, speaking engagements with franchise organizations, and really believe in the model. We are all in the world of franchising. Now, how do we stack up with other organizations and other business models? Quick snapshot. Yes, I told you we were going deep, buddy. You're not going to read all this on this screen, so you may want to pause it, or I'll send out the recording for the guys that are on here live. Get asked all the time, help me understand the mom and pop model, ERA, and the global model. What are the differences? And so after speaking with franchisees, I tried to put together a quick snapshot. This is not a judgmental snapshot, guys. This isn't saying ours is the best in every case, but rather understanding how they align with client acquisition, how they align with ongoing support, how they align with implementation of projects, how the fees are typically arrived at. So quick snapshot here. I think it's a value to review that in more detail when you have time. And also, you'd ask a lot about GPOs, group purchasing organizations, and how does ERA fit in that model? You'll see some helpful information here. Lots of GPOs have hired ERA, so we bring that expertise that typically a GPO doesn't have. But we also bring the buying power and influence that a GPO would have without having to combine companies. Because we represent so many hundreds and thousands of companies, we're able to bring that same GPO strength without having to have a contract, all of them buying together. How do we get all these referrals? You know, you heard me talk earlier about referrals. Well, our Net Promoter Score is the highest I've seen in consulting. And if you've been a consultant in the past, you know how hard it can be to get referrals. Well, when you've got a nearly 8 out of 10 Net Promoter Score, that's about as high as they come. The average in consulting hovers around 20%, and yet ours is nearly 4 times that. So the Net Promoter Score in our referral-friendly atmosphere is extremely attractive. And financial considerations. You saw this on the 2-page overview, but I'll make sure you see it again. The investment's $59.9 in the U.S., $49.9 in Mexico, 66 Canadian dollars, and the management services center fee, the royalty, 15% in the U.S. You get a lot for that 15%, and if you put it in perspective, it is quite low compared to most franchisors. I'm happy to discuss that in more detail soon. The ad fund, which is the marketing co-op, all the franchisees put together, is just 3%, and a lot of benefit comes out of that. And then software twice a year and intranet development. We also want to honor our veterans with a $5,000 discount in the U.S. for that, and there's many financing options too that you can take advantage of. I'm happy to help you with those, including 401k money, tax-free penalty-free. A lot of folks don't realize the value there. Quick snapshot of our item 19. Yes, that's where we can share with you earnings claims, earnings of the franchisees. Well, this screen shows you the top 20%, the middle, all the quintiles of income from the lowest 12,000 to the highest 761. And if you're like most of my candidates, frankly, you're not real impressed with that screen. Well, it's good to note even the 189 average doesn't impress a lot of folks. And if that's you, that's good. We're not necessarily looking for folks who are impressed by an average of 189. You're likely not an average producer, by the way. But that average includes franchisees who are maybe part-time. Now, this is a full-time opportunity, no buts about it. This is not a semi-absentee opportunity. But some franchisees, we're not having you log in, clock in and out. So there are some that are just part-time for whatever reason. Some might be lazy. Some might be, you know, only wanting to work 10 hours a week because they're semi-retired. We've got some of those that have been around us a while. We love them anyway. But they bring my numbers down. We do have some analysts that are saying, Red, let's get us some more client acquirers. They're maybe making less than they want because they're not out getting clients, and maybe they don't have the opportunities because we need more client acquisition folks. So that average is skewed down for some obvious reasons, but just note we're very transparent. You can see all the income quintiles right on the screen. We can talk more about that one-on-one. Fun, we talked about fun as a cultural core value. Well, franchisees in Spain did a fun rock video, and they welcomed us to our European conference with that. Here's a quick snapshot of it. More fun pictures from our Cabo conference last year, and we were in Cancun the year before. Next year is Monte Carlo, by the way, so if you want to ever go into the south of France, that's going to be a fun one. But lots of franchisees building lives together, growing, learning, and sharing together at our conferences. Here's some quick snapshots of not only marketing tools, but operational processes that ERA shares with our clients, so you can see we know what we're doing, good communications with the clients for that, and you've got plenty of tools to help you do it. Next, the mailers and the different marketing support. You can see on the screen things like puzzle banks, postcards, pop-up cube mailers, video cards. Love the video cards, by the way. So cool. Anyway, won't go into it, but if you're a marketer, rest assured we've got it for you or we'll create it for you. Flyers, infographics, case studies, corporate brochures. Look at this screen and you'll see much of it on our website as well. Lots and lots of tools to get information and value to the client, even before they brought us on and hired us. Even more, additional prospect presentations, rollout banners, white papers, custom emails, still awake custom ads. So lots and lots of tools to support your business, help you grow, help you build it. Next, technology. Won't go into all the different support we have from a technology and benchmarking and IT tools, but you won't be disappointed. And lastly, the support. If you haven't seen it already, the close-knit network supporting you, helping you build your business and grow. There are 3 simple things to understand about our territories, and you can see a quick snapshot. And by the way, guys, my guest speakers, thank you for joining us. You don't have to hang on. Appreciate your time so much. Territories. You can see a snapshot of territories on the screen. They were defined some 15 years. And there are, I believe, 36 territories in the U.S., and then Mexico is its own territory. Canada is its own territory. Most countries are their own territory. Ours is a little bit different. First, you can get clients anywhere on earth. Pretty strong, and you can help them save money anywhere on earth. So anywhere that we can find them savings on earth, you can get those clients. So why do we have territories? Well, that brings up number 2. It's really a very large, as you can see, defined marketing territory where you can pursue clients, market your practice. It's non-exclusive. You're not the only franchisee, likely, in that large territory. So what's the difference between number 1 and number 2 on the screen? Number 1 is anywhere on earth that you get a referral or you already knew someone, you can get a client. But marketing, keyword there, your practice would be within your marketing territory. Okay, that's the difference there. And I love number 3 because in franchising, you always want something that's exclusive to just you. Well, with us, we allow you to have that very large marketing territory, and then within that territory, identify up to 50 potential clients that are exclusively yours. You tag them, you put your name on them within our intranet, and they are yours to pursue without any concern about someone else, another franchisee perhaps, pursuing them. They're yours. And then when you get them as a client, you can put your name on somebody else, or maybe you decide it's not a good prospect, take them off, put your name on another one. So your coach and mentor in the business will, of course, help you identify those, whether you want to just work with folks in a certain vertical or industry that you have a background in, or maybe you want to pursue clients that are in the smaller range of maybe 10 to 50 million, or maybe it's within an 8-mile radius of your home. You can start identifying it and customizing your 50 prospects to what is most attractive to you. So very cool model. I've not seen a franchisor follow a territory model quite like this. Another important topic that should be asked of any franchisor is that of attrition. You know, we talked earlier, we got some of that. Cameron asked about what causes failure. Well, attrition can be failure, but attrition can also be good. Attrition includes selling of your practice, selling of your franchise. Maybe someone has decided to retire. Maybe someone who passes away. That happens. So attrition comes from a lot of different perspectives. But our retention of happy franchisees is very strong. If you look at the last 15 years in the U.S., or you look at the last 3 years in the U.S., the average for 15 years, the average for 3 years is well below the industry average. Now, the industry average in franchising in the United States, the numbers are 10.7% annual attrition. If you take the $10 million franchise or the $10,000 franchise, take all the averages, average attrition across the board is 10.7%. At least that was last year's average number. So if you look at the low investment, home-based service business model, that number gets higher. Obviously, easy in, easy out. Well, we're well below not just the low investment home-based service business model, which is more in the 20 range, but we're below the industry average as well. So I'm quite proud of that. Our retention is very strong. And since I've been here, in the 2 years I've been with ERA, to my knowledge, we've not lost a single person other than through retirement and perhaps passing away. So its retention is very strong with ERA. And that yields success. I mean, why do we retain people? Because they're successful, and we help them be successful. Super important screen, knowing where you are in the process. So there's a process you're going through, and I'm going through it with you. Frankly, if you talk to me, you know how I describe myself, that of a tour guide. I'm here to guide you through this model, help you understand this new world of franchising and ERA, and then really take you through the next steps. The next step might be continuing to educate you on the model. Maybe it's introducing you to your coach and mentor in the business, or introducing you thereafter to franchisees. Maybe we go through the FDD and the franchise agreement. You can see all those on this screen. So when working with me, we'll have you'll review this webinar that we're on today. You'll have a conversation. We'll talk about if there's a good fit and what you're looking for. Answer some questions if I can. And then I'll introduce you to that coach and mentor. I'll educate you continually through the process. And then again, introduce you to other franchisees. Introduce you to corporate staff, support team here in Dallas. Invite you to Dallas for a meet and greet or discovery day here to get to know us better and break some bread together, and then really go through the financials and the contract and submit the application, and ultimately get you signed and funded and launched, where you begin your pre-training, your onboarding, and then on to foundation training, where you ultimately are launching your business when you graduate. So it's a great and very defined process, but at the same time, it's custom to you. I'm not someone who's going to tell you, we get it done in 90 days or you're out. I'm going to follow your timeline and help and show you respect and treat you, frankly, like an adult. Some people might say I educate you too much, but I'm not going to spoon feed you. I'm going to get you what you need. I'm going to get it quickly, and we're going to continue to educate you on the model and get you all the answers to the questions you have. And frankly, if I get you too much too soon, put it away in a file somewhere and get to it when you're ready. So is this a vehicle to help you create your ideal life? I hope you've gotten a lot more clarity on it at this point. Franchising is what we've chosen because it allows you to have ownership, and with ownership comes pride, comes an extra level of passion you can't get through any other method. And working with the franchisees, you've already seen, most of these guys are unemployable. That's a good description. They will never have a job again, no matter how much it paid. They want the freedom, the flexibility, and the unlimited nature of it to own their destiny. Franchising has allowed ERA to do that, and we hope you see a place for you in it. Our snapshot of our website here and our franchise-focused website as well. And then if you're into social media, we've got plenty of presence out there, whether it be client-facing or franchise-facing, with Twitter and LinkedIn. Lots of videos. You've likely already seen these videos as they are on our website, but plenty of videos showing you different aspects of the business, from a client-facing video to more about awards, how our model works. So if you haven't, definitely go to Find Extra Profit and you'll see the franchise videos page right there. So quick snapshot, some of our proud new franchise partners from the US and some in Europe as well. Just this past week, this screen here, franchisees graduated. So love bringing on new folks and changing lives. And here's some that just got changed. So next steps, if you haven't already had a conversation, let's talk soon. I've got my calendar out there where you can book whatever time works for you. Makes it very quick and easy. If you don't like using an online calendar, just email me, call. We'll get it set up and have a conversation and help you determine if this is the right fit for you. Important events on the screen now. What's coming up in the near future? Lots of happening this fall. I'll be around the country meeting folks up in the Northeast here in a couple weeks. Be in Florida a couple weeks later, Connecticut, Massachusetts, all over Florida, hitting California later in the year. So lots of travel, as well as meet and greets here in Dallas, where you get to meet the team. Lots of training happening. So take a quick snapshot of this. This is also on our website. This is not anything that's just on this presentation. At findextraprofit.com, you just click on the upcoming events tab, drop-down tab, and you'll see all this and more. So here's how to reach me on the screen, my LinkedIn as well as my calendar online, my phone number. Love to connect, love to catch up, and help you get clarity on this model and determine if there's a new life for you within ERA. That's all I've got. Looks like no more questions. Thank you guys for joining us today. I'm going to get this recording out to you soon. We appreciate you so much. Look forward to helping you get clarity. Have a great week.